I've found something with Genshin Impact that I've not really felt in a while, and it all kind of stems from Neuvillette. Now, Neuvillette, as we all know, is an insanely strong Hydro DPS. The amount of damage Neuvillette can put out is absolutely insane. Right now, there are people playing just with Neuvillette, and they can solo pretty much everything in the entire game, including Abyss content, with just Neuvillette. He doesn't need any support. He doesn't need anything. Sure, you need to, get the perfect artifact drops. Maybe he needs to be C6. Maybe he needs to have his R5 weapon. Either way, regardless of how strong you've made him, he is an insanely strong character. The added benefit of that is that he is very fun to use. But there's something I want to discuss that I've been experiencing the past couple of weeks, and it's kind of starting to affect my enjoyment of the game to a degree, I would say. And it's the fact that being overpowered is getting very boring. And what I mean is that my whole point with Neuvillette is that you can literally just press E or do his burst and then do his charge attack laser. And then you do spin, you spin to win, everything dies. You don't need to rotate to another character, anything like that. And you've won 9 out of 10 engages with little to no effort whatsoever, which, don't get me wrong, if you are out here farming for efficiency, is ideal. The whole point is to do something as quickly and as fast as humanly possible, and someone like Neuvillette who can just laser beam people to death within a split second is absolutely ideal if you're farming, or you're grinding, or you're, just trying to get your dailies done and out of the way so you can do something else. It's great for that. What it's not so great for is enjoyment. Now, I found myself overall enjoying the game slightly less, partly because pretty much all of the content right now I can just use Neuvillette for, and he completes it with almost no effort whatsoever, which is lovely for when something more difficult comes along. But the problem with Genshin having no real endgame content other than Abyss is that nothing difficult ever really does come along. So you kind of have to put on, don't know what the word is, restrictions. Restrictions is a bit of an extreme take. You need to sort of avoid the easy route, shall we say. So with how OP Neuvillette is, the problem isn't just on Neuvillette, it's pretty much any character that you've built so incredibly strongly that they don't really need anyone else to get the job done. But the problem with that is that things get boring, and they get boring very fast. Because if you can just do everything quickly with minimal effort, you're going to get burnt out because you're just doing the same thing day in and day out. It's not going to be that enjoyable after a little while. And you don't get to enjoy what is arguably the part of Genshin Impact that I think is the most enjoyable. Switching out characters and combining them and making up team comps and all that lot is a lot of fun. But you can't make team comps when you can just take a character and press E and then everything dies. For instance, I can just come over here, laser, there you go. Everything died, took no effort, didn't need to swap to anyone. Really quick and simple, nice and easy. But by doing that, I lose out on, the 3 other characters in my team and all of the reactions that they provide and all of the team building that could go into it. And it just becomes very monotonous and very dull. And I'm sure many people have experienced this while playing the game. But at a certain point, once you get a bit too strong, things do get boring, and I thought it'd be worth, I don't know, maybe trying to convince at least one person that, sometimes it's okay to not do something as quickly as humanly possible. Because if your goal is just to have an incredibly strong Hydro DPS in the form of Neuvillette, and then that's it, it's great that you've got him. It's great that you've made him an absolute weapon of mass destruction. Mass destruction. But eventually, most likely going to get tired of him. Everyone gets tired of their favorite character eventually, to a degree. And when that happens, you're going to want someone else to play with. And sometimes, the alternative, they're going to be so much worse. For instance, I could put together an awful Furina Pokemon team, where it's just Kokomi, Furina, Xiangling, and Fischl. Do they go together? Who knows? Who actually knows? Would they be strong together? I don't actually know. Would they be fun? 100%. Because it meant I could just press my elemental skill and I could just watch as 6 or 7 different creatures attacked a group of enemies. And yeah, it's definitely not going to be the most efficient, and it's definitely not going to be the strongest by any means, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And a lot of the fun with the game is team building, which I have admittedly touched upon before. I made a video prior to this one where it was like, just don't always follow the meta, make your own teams. It's honestly where more of the fun is. But more specifically, this one is not just about team building. It's pretty much just being overpowered gets really, really boring after a little while. It's great if you have stuff you need to get done really quick. It's great for that. And for that, I implore you use it, because sometimes you need to save time. And with Genshin, sometimes you don't want to be spending half an hour doing all your dailies. You want to spend like 10 minutes. You got stuff to do. But you need to be mindful of the fact that sometimes doing incredibly high damage numbers without any real effort, sorry Neuvillette, but that's kind of what it is, it can get a little bit dull. So give yourself a chance, give yourself a break, try some characters that you wouldn't think about normally trying. Try out some weird, wacky teams. I've talked about that enough. Give yourself a break from characters that are good every now and again, because you will just get tired of what they bring to the table. And I know I am a little bit. Don't get me wrong, I love Neuvillette and the damage she outputs is absolutely insane. But sometimes I kind of miss how much character swapping I'm doing and all that while I'm playing the game, but that's on me, and that's why I'm going to swap him out pretty much as soon as his friendship rank is done. I'm just going to reserve him for stronger stuff, because the dude is just very strong. And obviously he's not the only one in the game that is like this. There are many characters who can pretty much just do whatever they want, however they want, with little to no regard of the rest of their team. But they all have the same sort of problem of, if you're always incredibly strong or overpowered, it's just going to get a bit dull after a while. And in a game where burnout can get very real from the fact that you play it every day, it's best to avoid it as best as you possibly can. With that though, that's pretty much all I really wanted to say on the matter. Hopefully I got my point across to some small degree and it made sense to at least someone. Didn't really make sense as I was rambling on, but maybe towards the end it got a little bit better, who knows. Anyway, thank you for those that stuck around to the end. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff. And until next time, where I'll probably have another video complaining about something that I'm only doing to myself. Until then, I've been James, the Mayor of JamessTown. Goodbye.